This is the Gamma Cube project. The mudroom is 6 foot by 9 foot and there are 4 doors. The pantry we're looking at, the garage door to the left. We're now looking at the bathroom where I was just standing, and that is the kitchen off to the left now. Notice that the garage door is currently a right-hand door. That's an issue. We'll fix that. I do almost all my projects in SketchUp. It was a freebie from Google. It's still a freebie. Anyway, this is a 3D render of what the Gamma Cube will look like when it's done. No, that's not Jess. Way too tall. This project actually started in February of 2019, but there were a lot of stops and starts while I was trying to figure some stuff out, and that garage door was a real problem, being a right-hand open, because it just wouldn't have worked with coming in from the garage with all the cubbies and cabinets in place. So what do? Well, it's the last time you're going to see that right-hand door, because I'm going to rip it out and replace it with a left-hand door. Now, when we built the house, it was a very tight fit to get that in. I remember doing it. We even had the notch for the screws for the hinges, and so I now have to do this on the opposite side of the new door. Yeah, it looks like I'm mangling the wood, but when it's done, you won't see any of that. This project is also the pilot for a new style of trim I'm going to use throughout the entire house. And it was pretty standard trim that when we built this 15 years ago. I want to do something different, and I'll test it here. This is the very first box. Note, it's made out of MDF. It's 1/2-inch MDF, but any place that's structural, it's going to be doubled up. So this is the base of what's going to be the 3 cubbies, open on the bottom for shoes. Here I am playing around with a panoramic so you can see 3 doors. I'm standing in the kitchen. And there's the top of the 3 cubbies. Now remember from the SketchUp render, this is going to go all the way to the 9-foot ceiling. There'll be cabinetry on all 4 walls. Watch it unfold. As I build them, they are just going into place for a dry fit. Next is a video of them in place. Cabinet 1. Cabinet 2. Cabinet 3. This is the paint booth that I set up in the garage to do the 6 coats of paint that each of these cabinets is going to have on the exposed surfaces. There's the spray gun that I'm going to use. It's going to be 2 coats of shellac-based primer, 2 coats of alkyd high solid paint, and then 2 coats of polyurethane. As you can see here, it's moving slowly but surely. There's a dry stack of the cabinet between the bathroom and the kitchen. There's the cubbies with the boxes on top of them. Even though these cabinets are made out of MDF, because it's doubled up any place where it needs to be structural, and the length of some of these cabinets, some of these weigh a ton, and they were a real pain in the butt to move over to the work area in the paint booth. But look at that finish. It's coming out amazing. Good. Starting to test fit pieces as they come out of the paint booth with their 6 coats of paint. Starting to look good. All those rough edges, don't worry, it's going to be covered by trim. It's going to look amazing when it's done. So those are the 3 bases below the cubbies before the plywood bench. And there are the vertical cabinets. There's going to be doors on those when this is done. So we've got to figure that out still. And you can see that there's going to be a lot of gluing between the pieces and then screwed into studs in the wall. And then measuring spacing out for trim and for the side panel so that there are no seams on the side. since all 4 cabinets around the top are basically cantilevered, I need to anchor the top leading edge into studs. So 2x4s for spacing, and then into the ceiling joists. Cabinet number 4, which is going over the garage door, will be completely cantilevered off of the door trim header. The only problem is there are no studs to anchor the top leading edge to. So that means that I have to cut holes in the ceiling, and then I had to put cripple studs so that I could attach 2x4s to the cripple studs and then cantilever that leading edge. Cripple studs in place. Now I can anchor the 2x4s that the cabinet will attach to. And here is Danny Pink inspecting the cabinet that I just installed with those 2x4s I was referring to.